Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. A few hours ago, it was announced that Aldis would serve as the temporary GM on WWE Raw tonight. The SmackDown general manager is filling in for Adam Pearce, who made the announcement via Instagram. Pearce, who will not be in Kansas City because he's resting, made it clear to the Raw locker room that Aldis should be listened to and respected tonight. However, the courtesy and hospitality he is showing his fellow GM could backfire. Since taking over as GMs, Aldis and Adam Pearce have constantly been looking to get the upper hand over one another. Tonight's episode of Raw could provide the perfect opportunity for Aldis to do so. How? Well, he could look to steal a few key superstars from the Red brand. One of the first superstars Aldis should consider approaching is Penta. Currently, the Luchador seems to be preparing for a storyline with Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day. That being said, a move to SmackDown would be incredibly interesting. After all, his brother Rey Fenix is currently performing on the Blue brand. So with that in mind, WWE could look to reunite the Lucha Bros, and as such, have Penta make the move. The world title picture on both Raw and SmackDown is up in the air right now. Having won the undisputed WWE Championship as a free agent, John Cena, at least as of this writing, seems set to perform on both brands. However, WWE could look to establish one world champion on each brand once again. With that in mind, Aldis could try to steal JUSO, the World Heavyweight Champion, for SmackDown. Assuming his rivalry with Gunther is done, the Blue brand would be perfect for JUSO. Not only is his brother Jimmy USO there, but he could also get involved with the new bloodline, which would make for some interesting storylines. Speaking of Gunther, the ring general is in huge trouble on Raw. After attacking both Michael Cole and Pat McAfee on Monday, the former World Heavyweight Champion has been suspended. Additionally, his actions will be addressed tonight by one of the victims in this story, McAfee. However, what if Gunther could get away from all these problems? What if he approaches Aldis and asks him for refuge on the Blue brand? It would certainly be an ideal situation for both parties. On one hand, Gunther escapes all his problems on the Red brand and gets a fresh start on SmackDown. As for Aldis, he introduces a main event and world champion caliber superstar to the locker room. Nathan is a pro wrestling writer who covers WWE news stories at Sportskeeda. He holds an MBA degree and has 4 years of content writing experience working for the likes of the Sports Rush and Sport. His association with SK goes way back, as he wrote for the pro wrestling division earlier too, and interned with the team while pursuing his undergraduate degree. Nathan's writing style is inspired by the storytelling abilities of Japanese mangakas Eiichiro Oda, Masashi Kishimoto, and English authors like George R.R. Martin and J.R.R. Tolkien. He strives to keep his reports accurate and relevant by keeping up to date with the pro wrestling world and catering to reader preferences. He is a huge fan of Seth Rollins' workhorse mentality and Sami Zayn's never say die spirit. He says that if he could go back to the Attitude Era, he would love to manage Kurt Angle and bring out his wrestling machine character much earlier in his career. In his free time, Nathan watches, reads, and makes videos about sports on his YouTube channel, The Daily Raid. He also enjoys gaming, watching anime, and reading manga. In a dramatic shakeup that has the WWE Universe buzzing, Aldis has officially replaced Adam Pearce as the new general manager of SmackDown. Known for his no-nonsense leadership style and championship pedigree outside WWE, Aldis wasted no time hinting that change is coming. SmackDown, already a powerhouse brand, is poised to get even stronger under his reign. One way Aldis could quickly stamp his authority: steal some of RAW's biggest stars. The timing is perfect. With Raw and SmackDown constantly vying for ratings supremacy and fresh rivalries, Aldis can bolster SmackDown's roster and, in the process, disrupt the delicate balance of WWE power. But who should he target? Here are 3 WWE Raw superstars Aldis could, and should, steal to reshape SmackDown in his own image. Drew McIntyre has done just about everything there is to do on Raw. From winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania in front of no fans during the pandemic to feuding with legends like Randy Orton, McIntyre has carried Raw on his broad Scottish shoulders. However, recently, Drew's storylines on Raw have felt somewhat repetitive, and it might be time for a fresh start. SmackDown would give McIntyre a new battlefield. Imagine McIntyre stepping onto SmackDown as a ferocious, slightly more heelish character, ready to destroy anyone in his path. A clash with Roman Reigns, assuming the tribal chief stays around, or a brutal rivalry with someone like LA Knight could instantly main event any pay-per-view. More importantly, Nick Aldis, being a former world champion himself, would understand how to book McIntyre properly, not as a guy constantly chasing validation, but as a dominant alpha the roster fears. SmackDown is known for its more hard-hitting, sports-oriented style, and Drew fits that ethos perfectly. Potential feuds: Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley. Potential upside: reigniting McIntyre's career and establishing him as the top babyface or top villain on Friday nights. Nick Aldis needs not only to strengthen SmackDown's men's roster, but also its women's division, which often feels a step behind Raw in terms of depth and star power. Enter Becky Lynch, the man, Big Time Bex, whatever you want to call her. She's one of WWE's few true crossover megastars. While Becky has recently been the anchor of RAW's women's scene, including holding the NXT Women's Championship to boost the next generation, it might be the right time for her to switch brands. On SmackDown, she could breathe new life into the division. Just imagine Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair in a full-scale war. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair in another chapter of their eternal rivalry, but this time on SmackDown. Becky against Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship would be pure magic, with matches that could easily headline premium live events. Moreover, Becky's ability to generate mainstream media buzz would bring more attention to the blue brand, something Aldis will undoubtedly see as valuable during his regime. Potential feuds: Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Asuka. Potential upside: elevating SmackDown's women's division to equal or surpass RAW's in prestige and excitement. While Drew and Becky are obvious picks, Nick Aldis might want to make a sneakier move too, someone under the radar, but brimming with untapped potential. Bronson Reed fits the bill perfectly. The Australian monster has been an unstoppable force on Raw, but creative has struggled to find a consistent role for him. On SmackDown, however, Bronson could be repackaged and reintroduced as an unstoppable mid-card, or even main event, threat. Picture Reed dominating the United States Championship scene, or even staring down powerhouses like Bobby Lashley or Solo Sikoa. SmackDown needs more house battles, the kind of wars that remind fans of the golden age of heavyweight wrestling. Bronson Reed could be Aldis's hidden gem, a future SmackDown titan who destroys anyone put in front of him. Given Aldis's traditionalist wrestling background, he would know exactly how to present Bronson. No goofy gimmicks, no underdog nonsense, just a 330-pound freight train steamrolling through the roster. Potential feuds: Bobby Lashley, Solo Sikoa, Sheamus, Kevin Owens. Potential upside: a fresh, destructive force that adds brutality and legitimacy to SmackDown's mid to upper card. Nick Aldis isn't just trying to maintain SmackDown's current success, he's looking to evolve it into his vision of excellence: serious, competitive, character-driven wrestling with larger-than-life personas. Stealing McIntyre, Lynch, and Reed accomplishes 3 major goals. Star power: Drew and Becky bring immediate attention and credibility to the brand. Division strengthening: Becky revitalizes the women's roster, while Reed deepens the men's heavyweight division. Brand differentiation: SmackDown would feel distinct from Raw, offering a more grounded, fight-heavy product that feels different from the more soap opera-like atmosphere of Monday nights. It's a delicate balance. Nick Aldis can't just stack SmackDown with talent for the sake of it. He needs wrestlers who fit the show's vibe and future direction. In Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, and Bronson Reed, he finds 3 pieces that could elevate SmackDown from the better show to the show. Change is often the best catalyst for greatness in WWE, and Nick Aldis's takeover of SmackDown signals big moves ahead. By wisely rating Raw for stars like Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, and Bronson Reed, Aldis can reshape Friday nights into a must-watch spectacle that both honors WWE's rich legacy and pushes it toward a thrilling future. The ball is in Aldis's court. And judging by his past success outside WWE, you can bet he's not just going to play the game, He's going to redefine it. The Aldis era has officially begun. Are you ready for it? Would you also like me to create a follow-up piece, like 3 SmackDown stars Raw should steal in return? It could pair really well with this.